The reason for today's brief one is that Robinhood has reached an agreement to acquire Bitstamp, a recent article written by Anthony Scaramucci in which he asserts that it is time for the Securities and Exchange Commission to stop working on cryptocurrency will be discussed further, as will Ripple's new cooperation. As the summer progresses, he will continue to discuss that topic in greater detail, in addition to making some significant channel announcements. On the other hand, let's assume that we have never met before. The name I go by is Frank Cho. I am hoping to improve the quality of your life. As part of this episode, we discuss topics such as investing, maintaining a personal budget, and cryptocurrency technology. If you haven't already done so, please click the subscribe button right now. Because of this, I will be able to keep you informed about all of the most recent news and happenings. First things first, given that it is summer, let's make a few announcements in a hurry. As I will be absent for the remainder of the week, it is quite likely that the channel will not have any new content until the following week. Following that, I will be moving about quite a bit for work for the remainder of the summer and into the fall. We won't have our movies ready until later this evening us time, but don't worry, we will continue to provide updates as they become available. It will be necessary to make adjustments to our schedule, as well as everything else in order to accommodate travel and the additional responsibilities that come along with it. Always keep that in mind as we move on. Let's begin by taking a cursory look at the cryptocurrency market, shall we? 2.64 trillion, which is lower by around 0.5% compared to the previous day. Bitcoin has not yet been completely eradicated. The value of approximately 71,000 XRP remains between 52 and 53 cents. In the past 2 weeks, there has not been a significant amount of change there. Let's have a look at it now. Robinhood. All of a sudden this morning, they announced that they were going to purchase Bitstamp for a total of $200 million. Because of this is the most significant transaction that the company has ever made. The transition into digital assets will be accelerated as a result. The 11-year-old trade software that's frequently used by smaller players has been working toward expanding its product portfolio in order to develop into a full-fledged financial services company. Their credit card was just lately brought to our attention by them. After that, they have iRaise. With the acquisition of Bitstamp, a firm that has been in operation since 2011 and currently holds 50 licenses and registrations all over the world, Robinhood will be in direct rivalry with other large companies such as Binance and Coinbase. With Bitstamp's assistance, it will continue to expand. Within a short period of time, Robinhood Crypto will have its first major business client. In both Europe and Asia, the core spot exchange offered by Bitstamp is a well-known platform. In addition to providing services such as loans and staking, it enables you to trade more than 85 different assets. With that being said, it will be fascinating to observe how this will function with Robinhood. A significant increase in revenue for the first quarter was mostly attributable to Robinhood's cryptocurrency business in the month of May. However, during the same week, it also said that it had received a Wells notice from the United States Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC), which indicates that the business may be subject to enforcement action in the near future. Let's wait and watch whether the Securities and Exchange Commission pursues Robinhood further. In point of fact, this acquisition has provided Robinhood with the opportunity to expand even further into international markets. I will keep you updated on any noteworthy stories that emerge from those reports, as well as those that pertain to the custody dispute. One area in which Robinhood's cryptocurrency alternatives have been lacking is in this particular sector. Therefore, if they allowed individuals to handle their own investments, it is possible that things would be different. At this time, Ripple has announced that they will be working together once more. This is yet another new deal, a strategic partnership with Clear Junction, a global company that assists regulated institutions in accepting payments from customers located in other countries. It is intended that this will provide consumers of Ripple's payment service with a secure and quick payment coverage in both pounds and euros. As a result of Clear Junction's ability to expedite transactions for Ripple's customers, sending payments to the United Kingdom and the European Union will be less difficult. Additionally, the agreement intends to provide Ripple consumers with access to a variety of other currencies before the end of the course of the year. Ripple and Japanese banks have been the subject of a great deal of news recently, and we have witnessed the implementation of these channels in countries such as the Philippines. Ripple is not only prepared to have a significant footprint in Asia, but they also intend to make their impact even more significant in Europe. This is the reason why they are a perfect fit for this. The general manager of Ripple Europe, Cassie Craddock, stated that Clear Junction is an excellent organization for Ripple to work with. Since its inception, it has been able to accommodate all of our use cases, including the ability to accept payments from our customers in both pound and euros. We are grateful that you have included Clear Junction in our network. We have high hopes that this will be the beginning of a lifelong relationship with them. Taking a look at the current situation with the SEC is the next step. There are other significant crypto connections that we have discussed as well. Now, Let's talk about the fight that the SEC is waging against cryptocurrency. Investing in Bitcoin or other digital assets is something that you should not be discouraged from doing by anyone. You should be the one to decide. According to what Anthony Scaramucci has written, the administration of the United States of America is in a great deal of difficulties. If we want to improve the cryptocurrency industry, we need more people who work for the government and are concerned about what is morally acceptable and unacceptable. I'm not going to say no. There are a few valid issues that may be made regarding the regulation of cryptocurrency companies. Because our current system is flawed, we nevertheless require laws to provide solutions to a wide variety of policy issues. When it comes to the courts of appeal, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) does not typically put itself and its reputation in jeopardy, but this particular instance is different. Using their authority to impede and slow down the cryptocurrency industry by imposing their own preferences wherever they can, the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) and Chair Gensler are attempting to go beyond what the government can do to regulate cryptocurrency. A. Gensler, Gary. The decision to trade in Bitcoin is entirely up to you, regardless of whether or not you find it appealing. You alone have the ability to make a decision. It is very evident that Gensler is employed by the SEC in a manner that is not favorable to cryptocurrency. For instance, the approval of spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds ETFs did not come until January, after years of applications from individuals working in the cryptocurrency industry that were submitted in good faith. The Securities and Exchange Commission was unable to provide an explanation or defend its decision to reject earlier spot Bitcoin exchange traded funds. It is impossible to stand on anything. It was a terrible way to make me look. Following that, the court stated that the position taken by the SEC was arbitrary and capricious. In the end, Chair Gensler was forced to vote in favor of approving a Bitcoin exchange traded fund ETF, despite the fact that he was adamant about opposing the idea. Bitcoin exchange traded funds ETFs offered by providers such as BlackRock, Fidelity, and Franklin Templeton make it easy and risk-free for individuals in the United States to purchase Bitcoin. They readily comply with the rules that the SEC has established to protect investors. It is beneficial for the owners to have these things. It is the promise of the SEC to protect individuals. Bitcoin exchange traded funds ETFs have assets of $61 billion. This is 3 months after they were first introduced. Take a look at the most recent debacle that has arisen between the SEC and Debtbox. After it was discovered that 2 attorneys in charge of an anti-crypto action had abused their position in a significant way, a federal judge ordered the Securities and Exchange Commission to resign. The Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) lied to the court in order to get a temporary blocking order. This lawsuit was filed against crypto firm Debtbox without the company's presence being documented. In the process of breaking the court's trust, they failed to inform Debtbox. He resigned from his position. Before the lawyers returned to work after that fiasco, the Securities and Exchange Commission ought to have disabled their keycards, but it's possible that they were simply following the instructions that they were given. Who knows where we will go after this? This is something that needs to change, according to him, because it has been years since crypto users and authorities have communicated with one another. If regulators were to simply collaborate with the industry, a great number of additional issues pertaining to cryptocurrency could be resolved. Coinbase's chief executive officer, Brian Armstrong, discovered in 2021 that the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) was the only federal agency that